have deliberated. We gave CCECC and Julius the benefit of doubt that they were going to meet us before the end of our deliberations, but they are not here. They were invited to appear before this committee, but they did not fail to appear. They refused to appear. On that note, we invoke the relevant sections of our standing orders to summon CCECC and Julius to appear before this committee. Their MDs, not representatives of their MDs, to appear before this committee on a date that will be communicated by the chairman. Okay, we resolve to summon the MDs of CCECC and Julius to appear before this committee in the next 1 week. Failure will attract a warrant of arrest as so deemed by this committee. I so move.
And due to the absence of the two other companies who are contractors on this stretch of road, in essence, Messrs. Julius and Messrs. CCECC, I hereby move a motion for the adjournment of this investigative hearing, Senator.
Distinguished colleagues, and distinguished Senator Aleru and others that have just joined us, Senator Babangida and Patrick Dubuze. Yes, I told the President for honoring this very all-important investigative hearing. Mr. President, the 77 of us who are members of the Senate Committee on Works, I think we are all committed to this work. It's all 77. We are 77. 55 originally, then the other ones that they called making it 77. Yes. So we are also concerned because this same thing that is affecting us in Odubani is affecting all the 109 senatorial districts. And it's affecting 774 local government. I'm surprised if the Director of Federal Highway is sitting down here, is listening to us. They are here. Yes.
Commend the Senate Committee on Works and commend the stakeholders, particularly distinguished Senator Itaina and members of the press for this initiative. I heard about the investigative hearing because I was notified. I'm not obligated to be here because the report will be sent to me eventually. But I said, let me come in to make an appeal. It happens to be an area that I'm very familiar with. The road was first constructed by the then administration of Brigadier General Eswene way back in 1975. It was handled by the company called Fujiro, and by the fires I saw when I was governor, they were supposed to do an overlay of the road after 7 years. And that is by way of a maintenance plan. But Nigeria being what it is, there was no overlay after 7 years. And I'm talking about 50 years after. Almost about 49 good years after. So the road also happens to be a major artery. So putting it this way, Odubani into Federal Highway is misleading. It's misleading. It's actually Odubwane Itu, Port Harcourt, Aba, Bayelsa, Benin Federal Highway. Because in one of the local governments in Cross River State, from Odubwane down to where they call Akampa, that is where they get the aggregates for road construction for the entirety of the South-South and the Southeast. You know why? So because of that, the granite, the gravel, what do we call it? Many of the quarries operating in that area, you have, let me use the correct word, thousands of trucks on a weekly basis passing through that road. So the wear and tear on the road is much. And if it is not well constructed, it cannot last. But in the last 10 years, it has been impossible for people to access Calabar. Calabar is a small, ought to be a small island as far as the Akpabio side is concerned. It is only this road that links Akpabio and Cross River, that links Port Harcourt and Cross River, that links Umaya, Aba, Bayelsa, and Cross River. Outside that, the only other avenue of movement is through the water. And that is when you travel to where they call Oron, in one of the local governments there, then you use flying boats. And flying boats cannot carry the construction aggregates, granite, gravel, stone base, and all those things that you get from Akampa. So it is a road that affects the built industry in the entirety of Southeast Nigeria, both South and Southeast. And so when the road is in deplorable condition, any truck that manages to pass through will have to charge double. Because for the drivers to get across, they sleep on that road for at least 1 week. Some few weeks ago, my wife had the unfortunate luck of finishing a program in Calabar and attempting to use that road to get to you. And she was there for 8.5 hours. And in reality, that road ought to be 45 minutes from Calabar to Uyo, highest 1 hour. We used to apply it for 1 hour when it was constructed. And some drivers used to do it for 45 minutes. In fact, if you enter the motor park there, they will say Calabar by air. Calabar by air, where the brand new 504 SR vehicles, air conditioned, that will just take, and by the time they fly you, you either end up in the mortuary, or if you are lucky, you end up in Calabar, and they say Calabar by air. So I had the opportunity of almost entering one of them. So when I went towards the vehicle, they said the vehicle was full. I was begging that I needed to be in Calabar, so I needed to take Calabar by air. Then they persuaded me to enter the second vehicle, which was not so strong. So grudgingly, I agreed. I entered the second vehicle. So when we got to Wiboku, where the paper mill is located, no, there was a power plant then. Even though within Wiboku, they had their own independent power plant. So when we got there, I saw that one I was supposed to enter in the bush with everybody on the floor. Some thrown aside and everybody died. I saw it with my eyes, so that was when I knew that God kept me so that I'll be able to address you today. So the Calabar air was not very good. But then the road served its purpose. Even to go to Bende, where the Jewish Senator Julius comes from. Because the road is bad. That is the road that we take to go there. So it's a road that you go with tears. Very recently, our minority leader was with us in Calabar, Akpabio, when I went to reconnect with my law school mates of 1987. So we went to do Thanksgiving service, and graciously many senators followed me. So he left me and said, let him rush to Uyo to take Ibom Air, because he had another function in Lagos. It was a mistake. 9 hours after, he was still on that road, sweating inside the vehicle. 9 hours. So when the minister says, oh, CCECC is doing very well, the road is doing very well, when he's commending the contractor, and we are on the road for 9 hours, we used to wonder, what is the minister talking about? Until we discovered that the last administration segmented the contracts, and for 100 kilometers of road, they gave 3 different contractors, which simply means that they had no intention of finishing the road. For any contractor that defaults, a chain is as strong as the weakest link. Unless they all work with one mind, there's no way CCECC can do well. If JB is not doing well, the road is not done. And even the section of CCECC will eventually collapse again. So that is why we're here. 2 days ago, the deputy majority whip of the Senate, the Senator Webwe, I hope he's here, he had to go and see the minister, and he showed him the video of a woman who remained on that road for 11 hours, and then eventually she delivered a child inside the car. You showed it to me? You mentioned it? So she went into forced labor, 8 months, and she was forced to deliver a child inside that car there. So if we are meeting over the road, please do not say, oh, it's because it's Senate President's road or area. No, it's not. It's a major Nigerian road that has so far led to the death of too many people. And it would have been nice for us to go with the contractors to stay for 7, 8, 9 hours on the road. We moved from Calabar and stayed. While I was in Calabar, because we came in by air, some people who wanted to join us in the celebration entered a speedboat. The speedboat capsized on the way, and about 6 of them died. Unfortunately, one of my classmates, we had lost 14 classmates, so right there in Calabar, the 15 who died, I landed at Uyo and attempted to take a boat to come and join us in Calabar, and the boat sank, and he died, so the message came to us. So please take this investigative hearing seriously. For me, I believe strongly that the Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration is a corrective administration. The renewed hope agenda is that in the emergence of the current president, we all had hope that the Ministry of Works would do things differently. We thought the Ministry of Works would do things differently. It is the hope of the Senate and the National Assembly that the Ministry of Works will do things differently. And please also know that any good road in any location in Nigeria is a road for all. You may not know where your relation will go to Carol Namoda. Am I right? You go and get married, and then you attempt to go there. If the road is bad, criminals can come after you and get you on that road, and you could lose your life for nothing because a road in an area that does not belong to you was bad, and you did not think it was necessary to fix it. So if I see development in Kebbi, or I see development in Port Harcourt, development anywhere is development for all. Development anywhere is development for all. The pains are too much. I understand you are the only committed contractor on that road, Samatek. That's what I was told by the committee. I don't know whether it's because you're indigenous. Some of the rest do not give a damn about human rights.
Your Excellency.
Affects the cost of building materials across the south and the southeast because of how bad the road is.
Yes, Mr. President. I also worry in that.
To evacuate the woman who was difficult because somebody has to put her and then they have to push her through mud with the baby.
Mr. President,
Of the Senate Committee on Works, distinguished Senator Barry Biggie, very distinguished senators who are chairmen of other various committees, the contractors from Samatek, JB, as well as CCECC Construction Company. Are they on the road too?